What's up, family? I'm Aten Bay,
It's your girl, Danny B.
and this is the Culture Effect Podcast, where we bring you content from the culture that affects you. Peace, peace, family. What's good with it?
What's good, y'all? What's good?
All right, all right.
All right, so we have a special guest tonight. It's your girl, Shanante, here on the scene.
What's going on, y'all? What's going
on, girl?
What's good? What's good, cuzzo? We're glad to have you. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate your presence on our channel. It's a lot of good things I see you out there doing, and we really appreciate your vibe. You know what I'm saying? Your energy. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why we wanted to have you on.
I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely, we wanted to have you on so you can let the people know what you're actually doing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Let's give it a go.
Right? Absolutely. So let me ask you this.
Don't mind me. I smile a lot anyway. Okay, y'all.
No, it's all good. So for the viewers, please, because we cousins. You know what I'm saying? We go back. You know what I'm saying? Since the sandbox. You know what I'm saying? Before that. You know what I mean? So I want you to tell the people. Tell us about your upbringing and your background.
My background. I think my background was pretty stable for the most part.
Okay.
Very religious. I have a Christian background, and I was in the church faithfully. My grandfather is a pastor of a church. He became the pastor of the church that we used to go to. It used to be St. John Missionary Baptist Church, but now he renamed it to the House of Hope. I love my grandfather dearly. But as I got older, I kind of like shied away from it, as most people do, because it was confusing. Like, I didn't really understand it. I didn't understand like the lessons and the concepts or the teachings, and trying to compare that with, I guess you could say, scientific facts. The stuff that's there.
So you say you had an upbringing in the church and whatnot, and then eventually you got away from it because you didn't understand Christianity itself. Or what was the issue to where like you didn't feel it spiritually, or like what did you not get about Christianity?
I always felt like a connection to something higher, right? But when I guess you can say, like, as I started to get older and things started to present itself to me, I started to question certain things. So say for instance, like one thing for me, I guess you could just say hearing people talk. I have cousins that tapped into the spiritual aspect of life before I did. And I was like questioning the things they were talking about. And you ain't supposed to question God. You ain't supposed to question God's work. But the things that they were saying, they have very valid points. Or y'all was saying, the things that y'all was saying had very valid points. And it was like, wait, like, am I tripping? And it just made more sense, because and I'm not trying to discredit the Bible or whatever in any type of way, but it was just all about white people. Like, they just made it seem like it was about white people. And for me, like, I don't believe in my heart that things started with slavery. But when I think back to my educational background, that's all the pictures that I see is us being enslaved, or us being hard workers, or getting whipped and getting hung, And it was just a real dark place. And then I just started to tap into other things. Like, I used to always, my grandmother passed away on Christmas Eve of 1995. So that's December 24th of 1995. And her birthday is January 1st. So things like that, things don't happen coincidentally. And with that being around Christmas time, you know what I'm saying? Like, me being so young, I didn't tap into it then. But as I got older, I always wondered, like, why did my family have to go through that? Like, why did we lose my grandma and then her birthday turned around, and then of course the family started to fall apart, right? Like, or everybody started to go their own separate ways and stuff like that. So I just had a lot of questions that nobody could really answer for me. And they say, seek and you shall find. So I started to seek. And when I started to seek, doors started to open themselves up for me. And it was like, okay, now this is why this is happening. This can make sense. This makes more sense to me now.
Right.
I remember my grandma having like she was a real compassionate, genuine, nurturing person. And I used to be on the dark side of me. Like, I've elevated into the goddess that I am. However, I used to have a real dark side to me, and something was calling me, like, this not you. And I started to tap into the spirit of my grandmother. And it almost scared the shit out of me at first, because it was like, I don't want to be like this. Like, I don't want to be like that. Like, you know.
Weird,
But
right?
then
It's,
I
yeah,
seen that I had a purpose behind it. It was all
right.
purpose behind it. So yeah.
Yeah, that does. So let's fast forward then to Phats spirituality. So what made you start getting into the spiritual things, tarot cards, and all of that? What made you start getting into that?
Okay. Unbeknownst to me, I guess you could say, like, you know how when you are pushed or initiated or you engage into your spiritual journey or whatever, like,
Mm-hmm.
it can be a number of different things. It can be going through a divorce. It can be you getting into a bad car accident. It can be an internal illness or a life or death situation.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was my hands. Like, the inside of my hands, they were like dry, I guess you can say, like black, dark, and the back
Mm-hmm.
sides were like alligator skin. And I couldn't understand why. I was going to the doctors. The doctors wasn't helping me. They couldn't figure out what it was. They kept on just trying to tell me like it was atopic dermatitis. So at this time, I was a custodian with the school district, and I had to basically remove myself, get pulled from that job, and be placed somewhere where I was getting lower pay. So I just had to make things, make things work. Um, my son's father was murdered in September of 2011. So when he got murdered, like, my whole life changed. Like, say for instance, I've been in Vegas my whole life. But me being outside, I can tell like there was a shift in the things that had started to go on around me. But at this time, I wasn't spiritually in tune, so I didn't know what was really going on. I just
Mm-hmm.
knew what I was feeling. I knew what I was thinking. I knew what I could see through my eyes. Um, So again, unbeknownst to me, this is already me being pushed into this thing that's going to give me all of the lessons that I need in order to get to where I am now.
Right.
And that's when I became involved in a situationship. I wouldn't even call it a relationship. I was involved in a situationship that took a toll on me for 7 years. And before I actually exited that, it was 2015 when I just started to get disconnected from everything, from the people that was around me, from the things that I was doing, the things that I was partaking in, and stuff like that. And I've always been like a thicker type of girl, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
a bigger type of, not bigger, but thicker type of girl. And I ended up like losing weight like fast. My normal weight was like 175. Within 30 to 45 days, I was down to 132. I couldn't
Wow.
eat. Like
Wow.
the pit of my stomach, it was just like a weakening feeling in my stomach. My mind would be like, oh, I want to. My stomach would be like, oh, I want to eat, and before I go get the food, my mind would be like, no, you don't. You know. So it was
Mm-hmm.
like my crown and my solar plexus wasn't connected because I didn't have the confidence or
Right.
the courage for me to overcome the things
Chakras.
that I was going through.
Right.
hmm
Wow.
Um,
Right.
so me and my cousin ended up having this falling out again. So I'm just everything just being taken away from me. Everything was just being snatched from up under me that I was used to and that I was comfortable with. And friends wasn't really being friends and all type of shit like that, right? Things that we go
Mm-hmm.
through on
Right.
a daily basis to where like Danny, if me and you cool and me and you get into it and you don't want to be my friend no more, I'm taking it personal. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it personal, but I'm not taking it as God has made this happen so that we can separate so that I can get my mind right. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So things like that
Exactly.
started to happen. And I was still being pulled back and forth. I was still being pulled back and forth. And when I finally decided, like, okay, I'm gonna be done with this, I'm gonna be done with my lower self, and I'm trying to get to somewhere else, because that was because when I was in high school, the people that was out partying and kicking it, this is down there in Northtown now. So they was partying and kicking it, and I'm like, damn, I can't wait till I graduate. I can't wait till I get out of school. I want to do what they doing, right?
Right.
Before I graduated, and then you got come 10 years later. Now I'm doing it, and we're still doing the same thing. So it's like, wait a minute.
Same thing.
I don't want to be 40 years old doing this shit. Like, I want to
Right.
get to a higher place. Where am I going? What the fuck am I about to do with myself? And that's when I started to open up and make plans. Um,
Gotcha.
I hate to have to say it like this, but it's okay. The
Go
the
ahead.
the, the what is it? An analogy, I guess. Crabs in a bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
I
real
know.
shit.
Yeah.
That's
Speak your
that's the
truth.
real
Yeah.
shit.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
Absolutely.
people don't want to see you elevating. They want you to stay stuck so that they can always have something to talk about.
Okay.
And I decided to do something different. When I decided to do something different, it calls for the devil to come knock on my door. Okay,
Word,
literally.
word.
Word.
I want to move forward with this question real quick though. So basically, I understand your plight and your mission through life, right? Because I kind of went through the same thing, you know what I mean? And for me, it was about perception. Once I got into reading books like the Tao Te Ching and studying Taoism and things of that nature, and understanding the true meaning of the Bible, I start my third eye started opening, right? And so I started
Yes.
seeing things differently. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't just see it from my perspective. I would see it from the other person's perspective as well. So which made me think more clearer and see things more clearer. Now let me ask you this. Um, Please explain what perception means to you. What perception means to you as far as personal perception and spiritual perception.
Personal perception is how I view things based on my upbringing, based on whether it's my traumatic experiences, what happened in my household, the things that people do to or around me that make me feel some type of way. A spiritual perspective or perception, a spiritual perception is being able to remove myself personally from the equation and be able to see it from all different aspects.
Absolutely. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
that's the truth. And I think when us as human beings, once we come into that spiritual perception or being able to perceive things spiritually, we grow. You know what I'm saying? We get better. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example, just like with all
Absolutely.
this
Yeah.
police brutality that's been going on, right? There's a lot of police brutality been going on, and we always look at it from the victim's point of view. We never look at it from the police's point of view. They want to go home just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so once you put yourself in both perspectives, you get to see the whole picture, and it starts to make sense to you. You know what I'm saying? And so
Absolutely.
like you were saying, perception is key. Perception is definitely key to everything.
And when you bring up that point, accountability is too. Those perception and
Absolutely.
accountability. I'm real big on that. But we not a lot of people are not that self aware to want to be accountable for the role that they play in certain situations, regardless of what it may be. Right?
Absolutely.
You could be going to work and you pull up 5 minutes late, but you mad that your supervisor got something to say, but you failed to realize that you still was 5 minutes late. Like, just be accountable and
Right.
say, okay,
Right.
yeah, that was my fault. I
Accountability.
should have left home 7 minutes earlier.
Exactly.
Word.
Um. Okay, so now that we checked out your YouTube. So now with Fat Spirituality, you have your YouTube channel going on. You have your Instagram. Before the end of this, we want to make sure we're giving out your Instagram and your YouTube channel so people can go follow you and support you that way as well. But let's get into
Thank you.
what do you do for Fat Spirituality? What can people come see you do? Tarot card reading, any kind of reading? Can they ask you questions and you answer? Like, what can they get from you, from your business?
A connection to inner peace.
All right, that's what I'm talking
A
about.
connection to inner peace. Nah, for
Word.
real. Like I said, it's real easy. We give our power because we all have power, right? We like to give our power to other people instead of, again, being accountable for the roles that we play and the choices that we make. So it's like I assist people with having their aha moment. You know what I'm saying? Or seeing it from a different perspective, because people we I grew up how I grew up, and you grew up. Even me and my sister, right? Me and my sister grew up in the same household, but that don't mean we have the same beliefs. That don't mean we see things the same way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Correct.
I, it could have been a situation to where I was walking down the hallway and I stepped on her shoe and she got mad, but she didn't know that I thought I seen a spider, and that's how I ended up stepping to the side a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just helping people connect back to them, and not have to be a part of the dysfunctional shit that we experience on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
Word.
So,
And
what
I
other
do that through
services though?
intuitive conversation. So that goes into like the tarot readings. I do candle work. I do consultations. Um,
Okay.
And I do like other crafts. Well, I make cell phone
So do,
cases with spiritual uh, quotes and stuff on them and things like that.
so do you do tarot readings like on the spot, like right now? Give me a tarot reading. Do you have to
It
have
ain't
some
that easy.
information?
Well, it is, but
Okay,
I
that's what I'm
gotta.
asking. Like,
No, I don't
so
need
how does
no.
that work?
Okay, so I don't need no information. It's just like cleansing the energy, and protecting myself. And once I do that, like I'll get the cards and as long as I have permission to tap into your energy, they like your ancestors, your angels, they already know. They already know. So
Okay,
I have 17 different decks. So the different decks they come from different points of view. One of
okay,
them will tell you, okay, you need to work on your root chakra, you need to open your heart chakra, and the other one will tell you, like you're going through this because of that, like you're going through this, and then the chakra one will say because you ain't opening up your heart or you're not doing this. With some of the grab cards.
Let's go. I'm trying to hear some financial stuff.
I'm just saying, seriously, hey, if you want to, let's do it live. We're doing it live right now on Culture Effect TV. Everybody tap in, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to go like, subscribe, and comment on our channel. Actually, we're gonna go to break until she come back. So we're gonna see y'all on the other side. Peace, peace, family. We back. This is the Culture Effect Podcast. We bring you content from the culture that affects you. What's good with it? Tap in with us. You know what I'm saying? Go to our Instagram, the Culture Effect Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, go to the Culture Effect. I'm sorry, the culturegang.com for the merch. You dig what I'm saying? Tap in with us. Let us know what y'all think. You know, just tap in.
Tap, 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 tap.
You feel me? So we here with Phats Spirituality. She's going to go get some tarot cards, right? She's getting a tarot card.
She's about to read us.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. You scared, Danny? She gonna bring out some stuff that we don't know about?
Hey. There's some demons in there, baby.
Hey, I just don't want to get the death card. Hey, the death card. I can have give me any other card but that card. No, I know. I'm just
death card
joking.
is a signal of transformation. You might need
Yeah,
some
I'm
of
already
it,
knowing.
okay?
I'm already knowing. I'm just joking and shit. But yeah,
don't scare these people.
No, I'm not. Hey, and this is not this is real. No, this is real deal. Like I say, I'm really in tune with the spirituality aspect of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be a Christian as well. I grew up in the church. You know what I'm saying? My mom had me at church every Sunday. We had to go to Sunday school, choir rehearsal.
We did all that
like
too.
3 times a week. You feel me? And so, but when I got older, I understood that what they were saying, all of it wasn't true, or they wasn't saying it the right way. I just never could get the fact that if you don't believe in Jesus, you're gonna spend your eternal life in hell. Like I never understood that. Like I'm talking about, I'm like, yo, the good people. So you mean to tell me that all the good people in the world that's helping people, loving people, but they got a different religion outside of Christianity are gonna burn in hell? I never got that concept, which made me look outside of Christianity. And once I started looking outside of Christianity, I started getting into different books and different religions and started seeing, that it made more sense to me. You know what I mean?
I think that as far as the Jesus aspect of it, I think it's just the way that people interpret that, like because they put a
Absolutely
physical character, I guess, like to the Christ-like consciousness, which is we all have the Christ-like consciousness. So, like I used to apologize for like I guess like how people can misconstrue what I'm trying to say, but I am
yeah.
Jesus, and you is Jesus
No,
too,
for
and we
sure.
all like.
Christ
We are
consciousness.
sons of God.
Christ
So,
consciousness, and then in the Bible, Jesus even said himself. He said, aren't ye gods? You know what I'm saying? So I look at myself as a God, like God is within me. The spirit that lives inside of me is of God. So that means I am a God. You dig what I'm saying? And all my women are goddess. You dig? So it definitely makes sense.
So, Option L Bay, I'm gonna tap into you first.
Oh, I gotta go first. Let me take my headphones off. Hold on.
I shuffled the cards, and underneath the deck, can you see it? You have that's the Prince of this.
I
And
can't see it. You're gonna have to read it to me. I can't see.
basically, this card is talking to me about your characteristics.
Hold on, wait.
The card is
Wait a
talking
minute.
to me about your characteristics. Is letting me know you're masculine energy.
No, go ahead. You can continue. Just read the cards to me because I can't see it on the camera.
Oh, can they see them when I put them up? No.
I couldn't see. It was like a glare.
Got you. Okay. So basically, the card that was underneath it all, it was a masculine card. It was the Prince of this, and that card basically indicates that you are like a capable manager. Like you bring energy to practical matters.
That's what's up.
That's me.
For me, I can see how that resonates because we were just having a conversation, and you uplifted my energy as far as it went with me doing my YouTubes.
Right.
So let's see what your message is.
I
That's
like
one
this.
out already. Yeah, you got the 8 of Wands, and that's just still some more energy, like that you like to handle things in like a, a rapid way, I guess you could say.
Right.
A swift way, a rapid way, but it goes hand in hand with the other card. You got the 2 of Wands in reverse, and you got the 8 of Cups in reverse. So in this aspect, I don't know, but you'll know better than I do what you have
Okay.
not been really working on. It's something that you have
Okay.
not been really working on because you low-key have lost or are losing interest in it.
This is deep.
Which is basically like relax. This is the 4 of Swords. So this is like
Okay.
bring your mind to a place of peace. Like
Okay.
stop worrying about it. Don't think about it. Don't just let it do what it's gonna do because everything happens exactly like it's supposed to.
Word.
Though this is the 9 of Wands, and you got a lot of wands, so it's about your actions. This is like strength amidst adversity. So you're gonna overcome whatever the fuck it is that got you stuck, stagnant, or blocked. You just
Okay.
have to be strong about it and keep going.
All
Remember when
right.
we was talking about perception, right?
Yeah.
This is exactly that because you got the sun up here and you got the moon down here, but it's like what side of the spectrum are you on? Just like hot and
Right.
cold are not they the same thing, but just on different sides of the spectrum.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out if I'm about to be rich by next year.
Oh man. Hey, they gonna say, hey.
You are. You already
No,
are.
yeah, we already rich, no doubt.
You already are. You just gotta how you supposed to unlock it is the question.
Man, it's there. It's in the vortex.
It's been given to us.
It's in the vortex. You just got to go get it out. Make sure y'all tap into Phats Spirituality on YouTube. Y'all can also catch it on Culture Effect. I'm breaking news right now. She's gonna be on the Culture Effect brand, Culture Effect TV. Go check her out on there.
Yeah, underneath it all card is the art card. It's a major arcana card. I need you to go and focus for me. Okay. So say art, but if you look at the card, it got like the light and dark forces, right? The things that are they coming together and they're working together. So this could be like I don't know, say for instance, remember how earlier I was saying like I got an attitude problem or I used to be like an asshole or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
You can mix your light and your dark side. You don't have to be all positive.
Whoa.
You don't have to be all negative. You can mix those together and create something. They calling you to use both sides of you to create whatever is gonna cause you to unlock your shit.
That's deep right there.
Let's see what's in the middle.
Hey, it's getting good. I like this.
So this
What
is the
that
devil
mean?
card.
The devil card?
It damn near goes with the other card because this is like your reflection, right?
Mhm.
Things that you're running into, they're showing you a reflection of you. The things that irritate you, piss you off, make you mad, they're showing you who you are. You might not see. So, for instance, if you come to my house, right, and
Mhm.
you be like, man, her fucking kitchen ain't never clean. She don't clean up her kitchen. Her counters all dirty. Whoop whoop, and it irritates you, right?
Right.
And you feel like that because that's the front of the house. It should be presentable, right? But when I come to your house, your front bathroom is just as nasty as my kitchen was. You understand
Right.
that? So it's not the same on the surface, but essentially neither one of us ain't clean. So how you mad that my kitchen ain't clean, but you don't keep your bathroom clean? You know?
Right.
So
Right.
things like that. So the devil card is the first card, and then you have the six of swords, right? Yep. And swords are intellectual. And you see how all of these swords is coming to like the center point. So it's
Mhm.
like things may seem like they're all over the place. Things may seem like, you know, you got too much going on mentally. But all of those things they connect together in some way, shape, or form. Uh, you be in your head. You be in your head and your thoughts is what block out those things coming together. So your intuition, follow it. Stop going against it. Um,
Okay.
when say for instance if you get that aha moment or you be feeling like dang what if this could happen like this and then you be like nah that shit ain't gonna happen like that, you know what I'm saying? You can't do
Right.
that. You have to believe what you say because our thoughts are not our own. They give you the game and we in the flesh be going against ourselves because we have
Gotcha.
doubt in ourselves.
Don't forget to tap in Culture Effect Podcast. This is where it's said our cash app is at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate any support to give y'all the information, the content that's going to help you be better. You know what I'm saying? Straight legs. And so, with that being said, I would like to say this before we go. Sanante Fast Spirituality is the place to go to get your enlightenment. See, we're not talking about religion. We're talking about spirituality, your enlightenment. So go check her out on YouTube, Instagram, and now we officially have said she will be a part of the Culture Effect podcast, Culture Effect TV. She's a part of the brand. That's my cousin. Real talk. And so Danielle, Danny B rather,
Mm.
give the people something to go out with.
Give them what to go out with. It's time to go, y'all.
Talk your talk, talk your talk.
It's time to go to sleep, go to bed, do whatever. But let's check it out.
Love
Thank y'all
yourself
for coming
first. Shit.
in. Thank y'all for hanging with us. Once again, make sure you comment
Once
below.
again,
Check out our
namaste.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Share, like, follow, comment, all of the above. And
All
we
of
will
the
see y'all
above.
next week.
Next week, hey, peace, peace. We love y'all. Y'all holler back. Peace, God.
Peace out.
Peace, y'all.